FD3 MUSIC CLUB. What up, Music Club? Grand Rising. Shabbat Shalom, which is to say, peaceful Sabbath to you. Congratulations, you made it to a new one. Yeah, you did that. Of course, you did it with the help of the Ruach, set apart spirit of Yah, Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah. How was your week? Did you have some undesirable spots? Maybe some, what you would even call rough spots? You know, that's a good thing about dealing with things, going through things, having rough spots. Especially for somebody like me who digs the concept of Sabbath. It's like every week you get to refresh yourself, go back and ask yourself, how was my week? Father, I had issues here, I had issues there. How can I be better? And it's also a time to throw yourself a party, It's like a celebration of having overcome what you needed to overcome, or to get through what you needed to get through. And when I say overcoming to get through, I don't mean just to say, hey, yeah, I had this experience and I had the experience. I mean, overcome it by keeping your goodness inside of you intact while you deal with whatever it is that you are tested with, that tries to unravel your cells or whatever. You go through it, you learn from it, and then you still come out intact. That's going through and overcoming. Like, for instance, to try to put it in a more easier term, say every day you practice to be a good person, the good person that you are, according to how Yahweh put you together, right? Then you have a situation, hypothetically speaking, I don't know, let's say you go to school or you go to work, or even in your neighborhood or whatever, but there's an energy around you that is having a bad day, bad week, maybe even a bad month or a year, and it crosses your path. Now, generally speaking, in your flesh, when you met with such a test, you may want to respond by matching the ill energy. Rather it be funky talk, trying to antagonize you, or put you down to hurt your feelings or something or whatever. Anything to get a rise out you. And when I say rise, I mean get you to abandon your peace within you. Right? Let's say you deal with this situation. You decide to walk away from it. Or you decide to offer something helpful as opposed to allowing negative energy to control the situation. But you do that, and you dump that situation, look back on it, and get your lessons out of it. Like, wow, what happened there? How did I handle that? When I handled that, did I handle it in the way of the spirit of Yahweh? Am I representing my father? Did I represent my father in that situation? You know, just go through, ask yourself these honest questions. And if there's some things that you need to work on, work on. But it's all about you, right? It's never a thing where you have a problem with somebody and that somebody is the problem. It's always you, right? Because you can't control anything that anybody says or does. Now, I mean, the only thing you can control is you. So if you got your peace intact and you say, I'm just going from glory to glory, week to week, Sabbath to Sabbath, in this week, I'm determined to be the best person that Yahweh made me to be. I'm going to put forth my best effort to put forth my best character. Then that's what you're working with. All right? I can come along and say, hey, you sit up there practicing your peace and everything, calm, smiling, joyful. I'm going to come mess up your day because I'm just possessed of such a demon. So I come in your energy. Like, what's up, knucklehead? Your funny looking potato face, you know, dream bag, having wearing anything, you know. How you gonna deal with that? You gonna allow your flesh to react and be like, for my ego and justice, I'm going to curse you out, use profanity to talk about your bloodline, and doggone it, you're gonna turn it up a notch and get physical. Okay, go that route. But when you go that route, so many things can go wrong. But the most important thing is, are you representing Yahweh then? That's the tense part right there. How am I going to handle this? Been doing my scripture reading, been doing my meditations by myself. I've been staying clear of things that don't elevate myself. Now I got this direct challenge to everything that I've been studying, practicing, talking to myself about. That's the test right there. In that moment, will I decide to protect my peace, keep my peace, and walk through that joint righteous, come out righteous? Or am I going to fail this particular test and become belligerent, get all into my fleshly emotions and allow chaos to rule? I can't say that I've always been Mr. Even Keel. But see, that's the whole point. Yahweh meet you where you at. It's not about where I'm at. So don't look at me and be like, well, something's wrong with me because I'm not like that. Nah, nothing is wrong with you. You just need to find the Yahweh in you and commune with that. Like, Father, I'm right here. You know, my test might be every single day I got a problem with my anger popping off on people. I'm looking for a situation. I've been there. And in the moment, living in your flesh, you think you're justified in that. Because your flesh is, you know, that's where the concept of evil lives. All right? That's where the devil is, in your flesh, not outside in the world. Got agents in the world that hop in bodies and try to convince good people to do bad things and, disrupt the natural order of things. But it's in you. So when you faced with them tests, going from glory to glory, week to week, take that moment in your own mind to decide who has the power here. Will it be my higher self serving my higher good? Or will it be my lower self perpetuating chaos? Choices. It's all about free will. I'm going to use my free will to continue to enjoy my Sabbath. Also, to encourage you to do the same. I heard somebody suggest that today would be a good day. Clean up your house, straighten out the garage, whatever. But see, the concept is a little skewed there. Sabbath is a time for rest. Don't necessarily mean you have to condition yourself to go and get in the bed and go to sleep or something. Rest from work, from stress, from things that you do every day. When you read scripture, it talks about don't do servile work. Basically, that means don't serve nobody. It's out of rest. Don't have people serve you. Rest. Me personally, I think that in the state that we in, we need to be concerned with interjecting Yahweh or love into everything. So for me, I say concentrate on love. If you're one of those single people, love yourself. Best way you can love yourself is to get yourself together. Whether that be spiritually, mentally, psychologically, physically, whatever. Just make sure that you are loving yourself. For me, my love of self is what allows me to function with Yahweh the way that I do. Because I couldn't think of, way back in the day, couldn't think of anything outside of myself to ask Yahweh for. One of those askings, like he asks you, what do you want? He asks me, what do you want? Anything you want, what do you want? I started thinking about all kind of man-made stuff. You get the usual things pop in your head. Oh, I want a big house, and I want a smooth ride, and I want no money issues, and I gotta think about it. Like each one of those things that I was naming couldn't stand the test of longevity. It was made, it can be destroyed. It comes, it can go. So I ended up asking him for things like increase my knowledge, increase my understanding. For me, I needed I needed strength in dealing with anger, my anger. So that required me to get into understanding what the anger was, where it came from. That's that hard stuff. That's that work. That's that work you got to do if you don't align yourself with the spirit of Yah, the spirit of your true self, and to walk in the way of Yeshua. Can't be honest with yourself. Well, you can't be doing much of nothing else. You know what I mean? Everything else is subject to being dishonest, and that won't serve you. So, just a few things to think about on this side. And I'm pretty sure there was a point when I was closing this. That point has come and gone, and you are still on my device. Some things I just don't understand. FD3 MUSIC CLUB. We love you over here at the FD3 MUSIC CLUB. That's why we take some space to just run off at the mouth every once in a while, in the hopes that something that we was shown, we can show you, so that you can take some pieces and apply them to yourself, to your loved ones, to make your life better. When I say better, I mean specifically more peaceful, more kind, more loving, more compassionate, more filled with things that perpetuate life, as opposed to things that continually erode love, which is the same as eroding life. Without love, people can think it's cool to take domesticated animals and remove their ability to procreate. Without love, people start thinking it's okay to hurt other people just so long as you can justify it. Which reminds me of a conversation I had with a police officer. Just a conversation. But during that conversation, we spoke about a few things. My point was, I just wanted to test the average cop's views on things when it comes to the concept of when you approach situations. Do you do it from the standpoint of psychological aggression, meaning you go into the situation thinking, one, I'm going to dominate this. Two, I'm going to do it at all costs. Or do you go and approach it like I'm a human being dealing with other human beings that's having issues? Well, it was a complicated exercise. I'll say some police officers shouldn't be police officers. Yeah, I'm just saying, they should have some psychological screening or something. But anyway, and that is actually relevant. Just something that crossed my mind because during our conversation, part of our conversation. I asked the officer some questions. Never mind. It was just a random thought. At any rate, you're still on my device now. I understand that. Go and enjoy yourself. Have a beautiful day. We love you. Y'all loves you most. Me, I love you, my Kenny. FD3 MUSIC CLUB.